Welcome back. I'm here with Bob Nowak from Robert A. Nowak Heating and Cooling. Bob, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And thanks to Phil for having us here too. We're at obviously a residential home, and Bob's going to talk about one of the air conditioning units that we're going to be featuring here. But we talked a couple months ago, and I think maybe people who watch the show might recognize you, because at that time we talked about heating. It was the winter months.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about air conditioning in just a minute.
Okay.
But if you can give us a little background on yourself too and your business.
Yeah, I've been in business about 30 years. I do heating, air conditioning, refrigeration, mechanical service. We will do residential, commercial, institutional service. Basically all comfort items for people.
Right, all right. And we talked a lot about that, again, particularly the heating last time we met.
Yes.
But we're here to talk about this special unit. I mean, people are familiar with different kinds of air conditioning units, but I know you talked about this in terms of it being unique in what it does and how it's designed and everything. Can you talk about it a little
Sure,
bit?
yes, it's very unique. This is a unit that not only heats but cools, and a lot of people don't know that. What's unique about it also is that for people who do not have ductwork in their house, I get a lot of questions from people who say, hey, I have hot water heat in my house. What can I do? Well, a choice is to either put a ducted system in, and sometimes you're forced to put the ductwork in an attic where it's hot. Here is an air conditioner that you don't have any ductwork. You have an outdoor unit, and you have an evaporator cabinet that hangs inside the house. It's a tremendous product. It does a great job at humidity removal. One of the fascinating things about it is how quiet it is, both inside and out. If you are a person that don't like noise, this is the unit for you. You'll be amazed at how quiet these things run. And the other item is too, is that it heats and it cools if you need the heating portion. For many of us in Western New York, it may not apply. However, if you're a person that needs a heat in, let's say, for example, a new addition, a bedroom, and you don't want to put a full furnace system in, or maybe you can't extend the system that you have, this unit will heat and cool that room because it runs down to 0 degrees outdoor temperature.
So now this could complement, obviously most people in this area have a heating system already, but if you don't want to utilize that to its maximum, or maybe it's not that warm, that cold outside,
yep,
you might want to utilize the feature on this unit.
Yeah, you may have a system that's extended to as far as it can go. This unit here can be added on to give you that extra heating and cooling that you need. And not only can you do one room with it, by placing maybe several units around the house, you can do the whole house, or they do make them where you got one outdoor unit and you can have 4 evaporators in the house and control the temperatures in the entire place.
And obviously the size of the unit depends on the number of square feet in your house, how much you want to cool or heat.
This is true. Years ago they used square footage as a determining factor, but today with the advent of efficient windows, tremendous insulation in the walls, airtight envelopes, we do a heat loss and we do a cooling analysis. And we do it on a room-by-room basis to determine exactly what is the proper size unit that you need. One of the really important factors about this unit is that it has what they call inverter technology. It's a big word, but for the common person, it's a compressor that ramps up and down. It goes fast, it goes slow. It'll match the load of the house, produce longer cooling cycles, and in the end, it'll give you tremendous humidity control. And let's face it, everybody who needs air conditioning, they don't like that cold, damp feeling. They want a house that feels at the right temperature, and you get that with this because if you keep the humidity low in the house, you can keep your house actually warmer than you do in the winter, but you're not going to feel that cold, clammy because the humidity levels are low.
Right.
So for older people especially who don't like air conditioning because of the dampness, no dampness with this.
That's interesting.
That's a very important feature, yes.
Now when we talk about this and it being ductless, people see the unit out here and you see the
lines, the copper lines
going up
yes.
here. We'll see it in a second, but on the other side of the wall, up on top, is a unit on the wall.
Yes, and you won't see any lines, you won't see anything except the unit. And for those who want to dress this up, we have means of disguising this, so if just painting it is not enough, we've sometimes used downspout, which is right in the corner, and by covering that up with downspout or plastic that we have available to us, it'll look like it's part of the house.
Right.
You won't know the difference.
Right.
On a new construction, you will never see this because it'll go right into the house and go up the inside wall. So a new construction, you can hide that. But for aftermarket purposes, this is a very viable means of adding air conditioning to a house.
Well, we only have a minute or so,
Okay.
but can you talk about the base too? We talked about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Some of the bases.
The base over here is placed on stone, and the purpose of that is for drainage. We need water to drain, and what we do is we raise this up on there so it's above the ground level, and it's on a floating pad. We all know that the ground in Western New York heaves. It heaves because we get frost in the winter, and then it thaws. We have it sitting on a floating pad. It's connected by flexible copper lines and a flexible electrical line. This way, the pad will never go on an angle. It'll always just rise up and down evenly every year. No need to level this. And because it's a heat pump, if you do use it, it's going to have water. It's going to defrost in the winter. The water can run right down into the stone and it's gone.
That's nice. That's good.
Hey.
I think that's an interesting feature too. But we need to wrap up. Again,
Okay.
can you tell people how they can best get hold of you?
Yes, 681-9922 is our office phone. We man it all the time, and unlike most other businesses, we answer our own phone. Very few times will you experience a situation where you won't get our voice. Also, go to our website, which is www.ranowak.hvac.com. And over there, you can look at a lot of the installations that we've done. There's pictures of some of the work we've done, and there's a place for you to fill out a service request or a question of inquiry. I always respond to those personally. I'll give you my best answers.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. We'll be back in just a minute.